actually getting some work done. You hear the kitchen's in the background, but some of them have brought their work in here with them. The room you're seeing right now, from that angle, you're not getting a huge chunk of it. But you can see that there's like really long wood tables, lots of chairs. A lot of the scribes have brought like stacks of paperwork in here. They are all talking. And it seems to be about Varisian lore, so the country you're in, and then also Thessalonian lore, the ancient country where the Runelords were.
I speak Thessalonian, so
You
I'm
you
very
catch
interested.
them making like a few remarks in Thessalonian as if like they're using the old tongue to try to study some stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely intrigued.
You do he's not trying to stealth, so you do hear like the advent of like two people with sets of boots are heading towards you.
I will go back to my seat quickly.
All right, the Order Philosopher comes back with another man here. He says, "It's all right, sister. You may leave us." And sorry, she says, she's like, "It's all right, sister. You may leave us." Got my NPCs mixed up for a second. You see a very striking woman. She has like green clothes like the rest of them, but has these incredibly like jade green eyes. And I'm gonna show it. You see at her hips, she has a mace, and then as she turns away from you to tell the philosopher that she can go, you see that she has an incredibly well wrought basket hilt on her hip.
See,
And it looks like this now that you've actually seen it in person. But, do you let on what you've seen?
I do not. I
She
hopefully.
kind of like, yeah, she waves her hand to a chair. Seems kind of busy. She's like, yes, yes, take a seat. My name is Corstella Rostrata. I am one of the lead scholars of our order. I was told by one of our philosophers that you wish to study here. Are you interested in joining the Order of Resplendence?
I was definitely curious about that. Yes. I'm not from around here. I was told that your order sought enlightenment through knowledge.
Knowledge, magic, research, however we can get it.
Let's see. I'm personally a fan of ancient Thessalonian history. It's of interest to me. I just like where we come from, so we know where we're going.
She raises an eyebrow and says, indeed. Well, that could be a boon to our organization. We spend a great deal of time researching the old ways of Thassalon. Their empire stretched past the borders of Arisia, even farther into the continent of Avestan.
Really?
Surely we have a
There,
lot to learn.
yes. I'm very curious, and I love that you share that with me. And I would be kind of trying to like a friendly smile. Um, yes, and then what are the requirements for joining this order of yours?
She eyes you quizzically. Do you really want to join, or are you trying to, like, have perhaps disingenuous reasons for joining?
Uh, Honestly, I'd be down for joining.
Okay. Um, give me one sec. Not that one. She nods. Says, "Do you regularly study? Do you speak the old tongue, Thessalonian?"
Uh, I would pay her a compliment in ancient Thessalonian.
She returns the favor. I like to imagine Thessalonian and Aslanti sound very similar to Old Latin.
Yeah, that tracks.
And she's like, well, typically all of our order live here at the mansion. You would, of course, start as an initiate. We don't have access to all of the wings and knowledge. But you would also be sworn to an oath of secrecy. Would you be willing to subject yourself to a gesh? A magical bond that can't be broken very easily.
I'm afraid I enjoy my free spirit a bit too much. For that.
Come now, just... all it is to make sure you won't talk about our secrets with the outside world. It's not much to ask.
I can see how some would jump at the chance of joining this magnificent order, but I value freedom a bit too much. And I promise I won't say anything, but I don't like the idea of being under compulsion. Surely you understand.
Give me a diplomacy check. Kind of like her picture, you see she's just like very minor, like cantrip level magic, circling green light around her hands just as she thinks.
Okay. Here's hoping we don't fuck up. Let me add the roll.
Yeah, go ahead and add the Tesna's blessing. Maybe that'll save it.
Hopefully a 3. Yeah. 3 for sure.
3 for sure will make the difference. Oh, she's like, no, I would insist that you took the gesh upon yourself.
I must decline.
It's a shame. I feel like we could have learned a lot together, you and I.
Of that, my dear, I agree. I give her like a sly wink.
Kind of quirks the corner of her mouth. It's a shame. You know, we've already uncovered many secrets.
Ooh, now you're talking my language. Honestly, like how powerful would this a gesh be?
A gesh is also, I didn't know it was
Like,
called.
it's not gonna be doing anything like self-destructive, right?
No. This would basically be like a lesser gesh. Basically, it places a single magical command upon a creature to carry out some service or like refrain from an action or course of activity as desired by the caster. Literally what it would do would basically be like, you know, she would put the gesh on you and would require you to like fail the save on purpose, basically. And the order refreshes them every so often because they only last days. So it doesn't even last forever. But basically, during the actual duration of the spell, if like you try to talk about it, your jaw would just like click shut. You wouldn't be able to. And if someone forces you to, like via magic or something, it can like make you feel real bad.
Okay. But so it's not like anything technically dangerous.
Not really.
Okay.
The worst it'll do, I mean, even if someone like captured you and forced you to talk about it, the worst it would basically for however many days they do it, it'll give you a -2 penalty to your ability scores. But it can't kill you.
Okay. I would honestly you make a very convincing counter offer. Let's say I entertain this guest of yours.
She smiles. Go on.
I would need assurances that I would be able to roam free at my leisure, not of the palace per se, but I'm sure you've noticed my uh, genetic upbringing, noticing that I'm a half elf.
Yeah, she's like,
I like to travel, and I will not let my wanderlust be denied, if that is all right.
our scribes travel all over Varizia, typically. We had some return from the Cipher Gate recently in Riddleport. They sailed in a few nights ago. The only thing restricted would not be where you go outside the manor, just where you go inside the manor. You must work your way up.
Yeah. Out of character, I'm trying to think if I want to like wait to get into this until after I've gone to the cove or before.
Up to you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Orders unfold how they will.
Mm, I might really want to tie myself down. Uh, let me do this. Let me think on your offer. I'll be back in a few days. If I do find it agreeable, but surely you understand I need to weigh the difficulties of this decision and all that it entails.
She takes a deep breath. Very well. I shall hope to see you back here, and hope to get you into something more green.
Oh, you don't think this purple looks good on me?
She
I kind of
chuckles.
flex.
She's just like, she chuckles, she's like, the peacock's feather is also purple. I can't fault you for that. I'm just kind of prestidigitates another swirl of green fire around her hand. She's like, I am partial to green. All right. If that's the case, she kind of stands up. She's like, I have to be about my work now.
Yes.
Mr. Sovic, is a good meeting you. The Order Philosopher kind of bows to you, and he's like, whenever you're ready, can bring you to the front doors.
All right. I'll go out.
Right. You exit unscathed. You
Almost
find
had that diplomacy
yourself,
roll.
yeah,
Okay.
you find yourself back outside of the manor, Peacock Manor.
Okay.
It
I
is
don't need
still.
to.
I mean, you rested last night. It is only like noon.
Yeah.
It only takes a couple hours, like 2 hours, to get to Roderick's Wreck.
Okay. Then I'll go ahead and I'll head that way since I've already made my purchases of rations and whatnot.
Okay. All right. Do. You follow the river up, through the center of town, follow the path to the right of it. Eventually, the river comes to a, what are they called? The Oxbow Lakes, where basically the river starts forming a lake as well as it loops around the landscape. So that kind of forms a small cove. And I'm going to bring you over to Roderick's Wreck. Do. All right. Outside the wreck. Approaching the house from the east, it is immediately apparent that Roderick's wreck is true to its name. The house is slumping visibly toward the water, one corner edging dangerously into the river. Boards in the house's walls have warped and popped free from their nails, peeling back like bark from an old tree. The front door hangs slightly ajar, and the sound of buzzing insects, creaking tree branches, and the river flowing hangs in the moist air. Go ahead and give me a perception check as we approach the house. Okay. You are going to notice two things straight off the bat. The first is kind of partially covered by some of the, river silt that's washed up whenever it floods. Something silver and small is glittering over on this bank. On a 23, you realize that the overall sound of insects is disguising the fact that there are two louder buzzes coming from under the porch. And since you can get that check, I'm going to put them where they are under the porch, so you can see.
Alright. Would I think that these might be the sturges that they were talking about?
You're pretty positive. I mean, I'll show you the image. You can kind of back up and you look under the deck, knowing that they don't know to jump out at you yet. That's a sturge. So much worse that they have bat wings.
I think of how I'm gonna handle this.
I mean, it doesn't appear that they've spotted you yet. This is kind of on your approach. You could try to sneak past them.
Yeah. So there's something shiny over in the water?
Yeah, so that's the map doesn't go that far back, but a few, it's a couple squares back mechanically.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go over and see what it is. It's pretty far away from the bugs.
Yeah. I think backtracking won't hurt, so I'll do that. Trying to slowly back away.
Okay. You slowly back away. You go over the silver, pick it up pretty easily. It's a silver locket. Okay. You open it up, and there is a image of a young woman inside.
Okay. She doesn't look familiar from all the faces I've seen today.
It does not look like any of the faces you've seen. No.
Okay. I'll just kind of put that in one of my pouches. And I'd like to maybe stealth around the perimeter a bit.
Yeah. Here I can kind of drag it so you don't accidentally see stuff, but
yeah.
Go ahead and give me a stealth check as you begin going around the perimeter.
Okay.
And I'm gonna actually does specify that. Yeah. So 8.
Got 10 on the stealth.
Okay. Nothing seems to have jumped out at you yet. So you see the house kind of continues around here. There's a brief dip in the walls. All of these brown squares are closed off windows, and you can see a second floor up ahead. As you continue around the back side of the house, you can see that there is a, you can walk up to the riverbank, and there are stairs that go outside of the house's rooms from the lower floor to the upper.
Okay.
Or excuse me, sorry, from the water to the first floor, because that is his landing.
Yeah. Do I hear any of that faint buzzing noise or anything over the water?
Give me another perception check back here.
Okay.
20. this is probably where we'll pause for today, but they tried to hide from you.
Oh, that's not it.
But you see that kind of circling in the murk below the stairs are two of the reef claws that you heard about.
Okay.
Alright, time to go get my kid from preschool, but that'll be a good spot to pause for today. And
Alright.
for those watching, might be intermittent, but when we do the stream, I'll post about it. And typically when it happens, it'll be from 2 to 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Alright, good playing with you, man. We'll see you next time.